Hello everyone, we are back here in the kitchen with Grandma Tanner, and today she is making a pork loin roast with pork roast with apples, some seasoning, and our apple salsa. It is super hard, so you guys better watch carefully how she does this. So take it away, Grandma Tanner.
Okay, well, first of all, I purchased a pork loin, and it was pretty good size, so I just cut it in half, and I did one this morning in the crock pot. So we are selling this Smoke and Ghost barbecue. It's made locally over there in Chillicothe, and it just has a little kick to it. So I sprinkled this all on the pork loin. Cover the ends.
Season that baby up, huh?
Yeah, put a bunch of it on there. It's not real hot. And then just place it in your crock pot, which I always like to put a little bit of Pam or some kind of shortening around in your crock pot. It makes it much easier to get out and clean.
Or you could use crock pot liners.
Yes, you can use a crock pot liner. Then you wouldn't have any way to throw it all away. So I'm going to talk about these beautiful. This is a Honey Crisp from our orchard. We had a lot of rain in July, so we're thinking that is why they got so large this year. So a Honey Crisp will hold its color. So I'm just going to put these apples right around on top of this. I'm using 2 Honey Crisp and 2 Jonathan. And I'm just quartering them. The Honey Crisp are very popular apple. They were developed in Minnesota at the university, and I'm thinking that the University of Minnesota gets a little royalty for every tree that is sold. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure. They were developed there, and they think it was a cross between a M-A-C-O-U-N and a Honeygold. Macone and Honeygold. But they have taken the market by storm. They are very hard to grow. We have these Jonathan that were just gorgeous, and some other Goldens that we had that were really nice. And then when the Honey Crisps come in, they have to be, we can't run them over the grater. They're so fragile.
Their skin is really thin on them.
It's very thin, and they had sunburn on them. So I think that's another reason Honey Crisp are more expensive, plus they are in such demand. Now I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of this on the apples too. So then you take a jar of our Tanner's Orchard apple salsa, and you just pour it on that, all over that whole. I like to start my crock pots when I have this. I put them on high for maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. And then with pork, you want to turn it down low. And it'll take about 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours.
So you cook it on high for about 2 hours, and then low for another.
About an hour and a half on high to get it going, and then turn it down on low.
For about 4 hours.
Yes. So I made one this morning, and this is what it looks like.
And the hardest part about making this was getting it out of the crock pot?
Almost.
Maybe cutting it. So that was Grandma Tanner's apple salsa, apple pork roast. You can use, we have probably some other, we have that apple horseradish jam you could probably use on it instead of apple salsa.
Yes.
I wonder if you could use apple butter.
I don't know, that might be a little sweet.
A little too sweet.
A little too sweet, but a lot of our products out there that you can just pour over a chuck roast, a pork roast, even a chicken.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of different other seasonings that are available out there. So this month I'm going to try to feature a lot of our products that we're selling and make recipes out of them.
Okay. Well, that was super easy to do, and you could do it at about noon. Put it on about noon, and it'll be ready for 6 o'clock dinner. So it was just a pork loin with our all-purpose rub, the Smoke and Ghost all-purpose rub, 3 or 4 apples cut up, and apple salsa on it. And then she cooks it on high for about an hour and a half, and then on low for about 4 to 5 hours, depending on how big of a roast you got.
And I think that if you really got this very well done, you could make pork sandwiches out of it.
You know, shred it.
Yeah.
Shred it, yep. That's what I do with the chicken breast. I do chicken breast in corn salsa. In a crock pot.
That's good.
And make chicken tacos. So that was it. I told you guys had to watch closely because it was a real hard recipe today. But we'll have this for the dinner. Brenda, you did not miss a recipe. We don't have it printed out. It is just a pork loin with the Smoke and Go seasoning and a jar of apple salsa and about 3 or 4 apples cut up. And then you just cook it in your crock pot. You can probably cook it on low for 8 hours.
I think you could.
And
they always say pork needs to be low and slow.
So there you go. Looks good. I think I'm going to have me a piece of that for my 3 o'clock break.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you, Grandma Tanner. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we will see you next week.